Still don't think that things should be weak to fighting.
Just before we do the thing, I have got the marker down, but just before we do, let's do this bit. Peek behind the curtain, I suppose, on things, because we do sometimes have problems with some of these actually, like, working for stuff, so it's worth just making absolute sure beforehand. So, seems like it's okay.
Issues with the boards.
Yep. So, which needs a reset from the host if that happens, so it's worth knowing beforehand. And it seems like everything is fine. So, what would we like?
Let's go heads.
This is one of those of like I should go second. I almost feel like it's still better to go first though, because I might be able to get whackies and stuff going. Yeah, I'm gonna go for going first here.
Okay. There's
no like guarantee that I'm gonna be able to get there, and looking at this, there's no guarantee I'm gonna be able to do freaking anything out of this, but whatever. Yeah, let's see what we have, I guess. A whole load of absolutely bugger all. I'm going to attach, and that is as good as it's going to get in a moment. Go ahead. Yikes.
Okay. Yes, we put that down because we can.
Yep.
Problem is, a lot of this is not really playable, but do I wish? Stellar Wish.
Yep.
That does help things significantly.
Yep. Seems pretty good.
Quick Ball, discarding Lightning Energy.
Yep. This is why I didn't bring the Salamence out, even though that was going to be the first thing, because I knew this was what you were playing before.
Turbo
Yep.
Patch.
Seems pretty good. Uh-huh. Flip heads and get the thing. Seems pretty nice.
Electro Power.
Yep.
Switch. Process research, discarding the boss's orders. I'm just gonna make sure this is shuffled.
Yep.
Oh, that's annoying. We'll put down another Electro Power.
Uh-huh.
So, draw until 6. I'm sorry, I know this is early. I have to play down this hand. Reset
No,
staff.
honestly, I will just say it now. I had fucking nothing.
Fair, but you know, it's just I have to play
get
down
it.
this hand a bit.
I get it. You don't. It's like you don't kind of want to, and it's like, you know, why do I have to do the things and that? It's just like, yeah, I could not do anything.
Dark Asset.
Yep, so the new guy in the block. This is the Shaman equivalent to the Dene here. Hard once per turn, but we do get to draw a couple of cards out of it.
Yep, and that is exactly what I need because it's a Speed Lightning.
Which is a draw
Draw another
2,
two.
yep.
And Paralyzing Bolt.
For 110 because of the 2 Electro Powers that got played. Yep. Alright. We will draw. Well, I have a Rillaboom. I have the Grass Energy. It's funny because I ended up reshuffling back into the Weakness card that was in the hand there as well, which is pretty funny, but don't think I really need to do that at the moment. I'm going to put Turffield down because I kind of want to just have access to it here. Like, I didn't want to play it beforehand because you could bounce it and then like disrupt my hand or something, and then I just don't get to do anything. That's fine. We are going to Marnie here. I am under item lock, but everything else is fair game, so it's fine. We did draw the Grookey, which is good, because I can't play the Quick Ball to get the Grookey, so we're going to have to just do it that way. And I'm going to use the Turffield first before I do the thing, because it's probably still best to grab this out
Grab
anyway.
a VMAX, yeah.
Yep, because it's like if you don't disrupt this hand with like a Mani or something, then I just have it automatically. If you do disrupt it and you don't get rid of the turf field still, then I could just get it back anyway, right? So
Yeah,
I think it's
a fair play.
It's totally fine. And then we're going to use the super growth to, that's a grass energy, that is not what we need. Use the super growth to go into the Thwacky, and then we can immediately go Rillaboom as well. Because super growth is a very gross attack, to be fair. Yeah, that is what I've got, so go ahead.
Okay,
Yep.
Touch of lightning energy. I don't need to use that, so we will Marnie.
Yep, that makes sense. And it's like I've still got other things I can potentially use to get it anyway. And besides, Wood Hammer is enough to KO regardless, so it's like I just need to potentially get an energy or something. So, you know, even if I have to do it that way, I think I can still be alright. So... obviously, I would much rather not put myself in
Super
range.
Zap Cannon.
Yeah, so discard 2, 190 is going to get the KO, obviously. Thanks to the Electro powers from before, triple prize, and then this guy obviously goes up. We will draw. That's pretty good. Frustratingly, I don't think I can play that this turn, though, if I want to guarantee that I have the attack. So, irritatingly, I think I'm going to have to do this in a way I'm not as keen on, but that's fine. We're going to use the turf field. I'm going to just... oh, next card, of course it is. I would have been able to get it to... I had Cynthia Caitlyn is what I was considering doing, but I can't guarantee the energy off of that, and this guy does need 4. One Rillaboom is not enough to do the thing from here, so yeah, we're gonna get the VMAX, and I'm gonna have to use Guzma Hala, so that's why I didn't play the weakness card before. Gonna discard Quick Ball. As much as I'd love to use that, I don't think it's viable here, because I do kind of need to keep the Sinlin, I think, so... do I need that, or do I need... I think I need to keep the other card, so we'll get rid of the boss here. I do have Eldegoss in the deck, so we can do it that way. So grab ourselves the Special Energy, the Stadium for what it's worth, and the Tool card, which we can play as well, so that's good. We're not under item lock this turn because of what we did before, last turn, that's fine. Weakness Guard goes down, Turf Field goes to hand, that to discard. Rillaboom can get 2 grass energy from the deck, and those 2 will be sufficient as a discard here. So we will use our max beating, discard up to 3 grass energy, do plus 50 for each one we do. Discarding 2 gets us to 230, so that will be enough.
We have a board.
Yep.
Dance of Tribute.
Yep. Draw 3.
Put down another Jirachi. Stellar Wish.
Yep.
I mean, that definitely helps. But it's not enough on its own.
Yeah, Thunder Mountain is pretty good, yeah.
Although, this could be very funny. Do I have to use Detonase? You may, okay.
You may, yeah.
It's a you may.
So you can bench it anyway. Oh, I think I see what we're going for. Yep, that's fine.
Not just Speed Lightning.
Which is a mandatory draw too, yep.
And this is going to be the strongest tingly return you've ever seen.
Are we going to use our last 2 Electro powers on this?
We sure are.
Nice. Oh.
Tingly Return GX.
Yep. Also paralysis with the 110. And this guy goes back into the hand.
This does as well, right? Yeah, all cards
Yeah,
attached.
all cards
And-
attached, yeah, isn't it? So,
Like,
alright. Let's see what we can do. Would have liked not to have had to worry about that. Alright, well, you know we got the stadium because we used Mahalled for it, so we can bounce that
Yeah.
immediately. Lost on it just in
But
case.
I needed time, so...
You did. You might still get it. There are a bunch of switches, but you might still get it anyway. Gonna put the Grookey down. Energy Recycler is why I didn't keep the boss last turn, because I figured I'm probably gonna need to get energy back anyway. So we will do that. I think I should probably use the Rillaboom first here anyway, actually. We'll just guarantee getting the 2, because I don't think this thing's dying. Now that you've used all 4 Electro Powers, I'm pretty sure this thing's not dying this turn anyway. I'm just trying to think if I want to use the Turf Field first or not. Probably not, to be fair. I'm gonna research here. Get rid of Cynthia Caitlin when it actually shows up, and the Thwacky to draw 7. Well, I got 1, but I didn't get both of them, so fair enough. Yeah, I guess I'll just play the switch then. Like, again, I got 1, I didn't get 2, so I can't do much there that turn, but that's fine. Again, even though it's only 60 HP, it's like, 70. I don't think Grooks is actually going down here, which is pretty funny. I have not manual attached this turn, so I probably should just manual attach there, to be honest. And, I mean, yeah, it does have an attack. I'll use the Turf Field to grab a Thwacky anyway. Can't evolve to it this turn, obviously, but we're just going to get it out because we can. And, yeah, we're going to scratch for 10.
I'm now frantically looking up all the other Grookies to see what else could have happened that turn.
Not much, I don't think.
No.
I think they're all 2 energy attacks, aren't they? So...
Stellar Wish.
Yep.
There's one with a 1 energy, but the 60 HP though. It's like Fury Spikes of 3 coins.
Oh, wow. Right. Hey, I mean, if I flipped 2 heads on that, I could have scratched for 50 and KO'd it with that instead, right? Not that I need to.
Question. But... Which one of these do I grab? I want to grab one of these, but it's not. I think it's safer to grab this.
Okay, yep.
We'll retreat out into this strategy.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll Stellar Wish.
Yeah, I'll do it that way just because we've established. It's like the denotation that we have at the moment.
I
for
cannot
it, right?
find any of my search cards or any of my ball cards.
Not being able to get to Vikavolt is kind of annoying here. Yeah.
And its hand is so big I can't afford to dump it.
Yeah, I can understand that. Nothing going, huh? Okay.
Boss in the Rillaboom.
Yep, that's fair. He's a fat asshole. I could have attached to him instead with the thing, but I was like, it's probably whatever.
That's
still bought attached to get out anyway, if you really have to.
Yeah, because I do have a pre-established 4 energy on this thing, so yeah, that is very possible. Not the worst idea, to be fair.
I might just have to do this anyways. Putting down Detonate, we're not using its effect, Speed Lightning Energy.
Yep, to draw 2.
Oh, fine. Quick Ball, discarding Eldegost.
Yep.
Yeah, there's still Quick Balls in there, it's just...
Hey, I had this issue with Dragapult in the stadium stuff, right? It happens sometimes. Yep.
Problem is, I think this is way too late now.
I think it is as well, but oh, that's at least annoying. 260 HP on this thing is quite a lot.
And go ahead.
Problem is, I can just kind of get out of it as oh, I mean, when I draw this, I have 4 of these, I guess, in deck, but when I draw the switch, that just helps even further. Yeah, we're gonna boss the Vikavolt, because, yeah.
Shit, okay.
Yeah,
no, you've got it. It's like,
I
what am I
can
meant to do with this? I can't
yeah.
afford to discard this or Marnie it.
Yeah, I can understand.
I think it had to be the painful Marnie, just looking at it from the top here.
Understandable, yeah.
At least the Marnie keeps the stuff in deck.
Yeah, no, I get it, because you had all 3 speed lightning in the hand as well, right? So it feels like, oh, what am I really doing?
I don't want those at the bottom.
Yeah. I guess the partial logic is that if you do Mania, then you get that quick ball, then the quick ball shuffles the decks and then not at the bottom, but yeah, I know what you mean. It's because there's no guarantee you're gonna get even the basic lightning to attach. I guess you got turbo patches and stuff as well, so maybe it could have happened.
Yeah, but deck, there's 5 lightning, there's 5 basic lightning, 2 turbo patch, a 3 turbo patch, and a Coco.
Yeah.
Or 2 in discard.
Maybe it would have just been Marnie from the before the Dedenne or something. Then
doesn't do much on this board, does it? It's a bit.
It's not
on this particular board. It's not great.
No, but if we're assuming that the Dedenne doesn't go down and we Marnie instead, then we could potentially say that yeah, we'll have the space to get like Vikavolt plus Coco down and at least go from there.
I'm probably mad about that. It is what it is. Sometimes the deck just doesn't work with you.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, it's that reset stamp was the unfortunate thing, because it's like if you didn't have to do that to deck Finn, I was dead to rights in the start, because that was one of the very few bricks this deck produces from that opening hand, because I had absolutely nothing that I could even play, right? It's like 2 Turfield, the Rowlett, like a switch, 3 energy or something. It's like, what? There was nothing I could
Same time, it feels bad just to have Jirachi and Oricorio up.
Yeah. I mean, the longer that you leave it without doing anything to me, the more likely it is that I can get access to my game plan here, right? So it's...
And Tropical RGX is also awful.
It can be, yeah. Yeah, it's not something I'm going to rely on out of this one, but even if I just got Calming Hurricane going off of this, that could have disrupted you quite a bit, because you're doing only like 50 prior to, you know, the other stuff. It's like I could potentially just keep myself out of range and force you to do effectively what you did with the Super Zap Cannon, give myself access to items again. So it's like, yeah, it's not a kind of deck that you can just give that sort of amount of free turns to. So I do not... There's no blame or no fault or anything for using the stamp as is. It was still a reset stamp from 6 cards in my hand, right? So it's not as if it was that bad off of it. And God knows when you're paralyzing bolting anyway, or going for it with that sort of turn, it really is looking like, well, item lock is stupidly good when the opponent didn't establish any extra Pokemon on the first turn, right? So it is completely reasonable for that.
Especially when it's a 110 paralyzing bolt.
Yeah, because you'd already used Electro Power before you went for the dig stuff as well, because of your supporter being research. So it's like you already had a will to use Paralyzing Bolt that turn anyway, if you could afford to. So, yeah.
If I'm researching, I'm going to use it anyways, even if I can't in the long term get anything out of it, just on the chance that I can.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's better than it just hitting this card with no value at all.
Yep. Meanwhile, so yeah, I mean, we saw basically all the aspects of both decks, I think, in the end, because your main asset, you've got your 2 attacks that you go for off of it, Paralyzing Bolt being the item lock thing, and Super Zap Cannon to get the big sort of finishing shots when you need to. That's more or less the core of the deck as is with it, whereas here, the core of the deck, I mean, we saw every attack that's, like, apart from the Rowlett's damaging attacks, I suppose, but who cares about that? It sometimes happens. Super Growth being able to get your Rillaboom out from a Grookey just in one go is pretty good there, and yeah, the Woodhammer would be pretty good in this matchup. It's like only stopped by Cape of Toughness, but like being able to do 220 without having to evolve is quite nice as well. But yeah, Rillaboom VMAX just being able to do 280 is pretty ridiculous, to be honest. And yeah, there's like, normally grass decks aren't very good. It's still weak to fire, which is why there's a weakness guard in here. I was pretty I felt pretty good about not attaching that early because the Guzma Holo was still like a possible play. So with it constantly going like back into the deck and stuff, I felt quite good about not actually, like, I could have just attached this and just been a throwaway sort of thing, right? But it's like being a bit more disciplined about it, making sure I can search it if I need to, because if I don't have the extra energy to attach to the Rillaboom there, I don't get to attack that turn, and I probably don't win the game from there, because you get like a 190 on it or something, and it's much easier for you from there. So yeah, I mean, we saw what we needed to. It hits a really good amount of damage. Grass is uniquely positioned at the moment as far as the support that it has, because normally they don't get to evolve this quickly, and when they do, it's not a very fun time for anyone. So, you know, it's like, at the very least, this one's on an attack on a free prizer, and it did give up those free prizes here, so it wasn't, wasn't free.
It would be pretty broken, you could say. Broken vine space.
yeah, that's what I was in that. Also, the fact that we could search evolution stuff as well means I could just get the Rillaboom VMAX out when I need to as well. It's one of those decks that really promotes the use of good stadium card things here, which is kind of just why Guzma Holo makes a lot of sense. You're already using Tag Core because you need to get to Row Eggs. We have 9 outs to that thing turn 1. So we just need that and a Grookey, which we play 4. 1 was prized, but whatever. We play 4 of it, so it's just we can get to it as quick as possible and force switch so that we can get to the Row Eggs if we start with something that isn't that. Like if you start a Rillaboom V, that's really sad for you in terms of getting your evolutions out quickly, right? Because this thing is a gigantic retreat cost dude as well. So you need the switch in deck as well to be able to get to your Rowlett, Alolan, Exeggutor.
At least
if you don't
Forest
lead it.
Feast can get you to your other stuff.
Yes, it's still a good attack, but it's obviously not as good as getting your Rillaboom out turn 2, right? Like, I kind of had to just keep up as much as I could there with it, and yeah, works out. A lot of Cynthia Caitlyn, because there's a fair amount of healing stuff here. I don't play the Light Forest because I think Turfield is just better, and realistically that game kind of showed why, right? Because it's just being able to recover from the Marnie and just search out your Rillaboom that way. Netball can only get basics after all, so we don't really have any other evolution search, but we don't really need it when we're both evolving through this, but also just have a stadium card that can get the search. And we have like Tag Call to get to the stadium to get the search, so it works out really well in the end. Yeah, I wanted to show this off last time, but we just didn't have enough games last time round for it, and I mean, it's still perfectly fine here as well. I know Center Scorch is a deck that it has to worry about, but mostly from popularity, I don't think that deck is actually particularly good. So yeah, that's more or less it. It's, yeah, big monkeys, hit hard, go figure. This was before they were good in the video. That was about the time when they started getting good in the video games as well, because we'd gotten the hidden ability at this point, and we're in Isle of Armor, so Grassy Glide did exist at this stage, so it's about appropriate.
Grassy Glide and terrain setting.
Yeah, remember when Grassy Glide was 70 base power? Like, why?
They really wanted to make the monkey good.
It would have been fine if it wasn't on a grassy search thing with huge attack.
But yeah, no, I think this deck is fine, to be honest. It's a good showcase of some of the stuff that we don't normally get to see with these things, because like Rowlett, Alolan, and Exeggutor did make a busted expanded deck actually from Mahone's group, as you can imagine, because her being able to get like item lock immediately is funny, right? Yeah, but like, yeah, but even in standards, like this card's been around for a while, and it definitely has a lot of potential. You just have to have good partners for it, and well, this deck certainly is a good partner for it. So
I do like where the Rowlett is perched on the Exeggutor.
I love this artwork. It's the one of the best reasons to play this, I think.
Teeny tiny Rowlett on a big Exeggutor.
Yep. It's about right in terms of HP totals when you think of them combined as well, because Rowlett's 50 or 60 HP and Alolan Eggs, the GX, was 220, so it's about right in terms of the HP total as well, actually. That's kind of funny. Doesn't usually line up that well, but you know. Anyway, that's this deck in a nutshell. It's very good. And yeah, despite losing the power-based tools and stuff here, there's still plenty of scope for Vikavolt to do things in the future as well. Item lock is always very powerful, especially when your supported cards are not playable on turn 1, right? So that means
being yellow has benefits down the line.
Yep.
Palkia and Lugia.
Yep. And it's the colorless in its attack cost is really good for Melanie later on as well, because you can attach the water from discard to it, draw 3, that's a supported card, but then you've just got the lightning stuff otherwise to do with it, so it's not too hard, to be fair, to charge it up later on, so yeah, still a good card.
And usually 260 on this thing's big enough to where it's not generally getting one shot.
Yeah, this and Eternatus are like the two decks that are most likely to punch through that in one go. Salamence can as well, but if you're item locking it and hitting it for weakness anyway, then it's going to be kind of difficult.
It's not happy.
Yeah, it's not happy for sure. Like, you would have done 220, that would have knocked out Salamence V on your like first attacking turn there. So I wouldn't have even had access to that immediately. It would have been extremely sad if that was active. So yeah, as you say, not happy. Alright, Pepper, do you want to have a crack at?
Even betters can take that out with a tingly return if needs be.
Yeah! Oh, that would be depressing.
I'm not really fussed right now, to be honest. The thing I wanted to dodge has already been played, this thing, so...
Yeah, I mean, I had.
That's sort of why I played it first, because Cal hadn't played it.
Indeed. Yep.
Although I don't actually have anything for another game, which is sort of an issue.
Well,
we're talking about throwing over Eternatus, but
yeah, I mean, if you wanna have it thrown at you, then it's there.
okay, I can.
I think this list is okay with Eternatus.
I'll let you go ahead, Cal.
Oh, you wanna play that after? Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough then. I guess you gotta deal with this again then. Also, frickin' Baby Park coming back on again. Go figure. Yeah, it is the Yeah, that is.
You aren't
that
even
is
playing those. No one should play those.
What do we want?
Heads.
You got it.
This deck wants to go first, so we'll go first.
Sounds good. Well, ain't got.
No reveal I've been playing. I got the baby trio in here.
That would be so funny. It wouldn't hit this guy for weakness though. I ain't
Are
got
you
basic.
accelerating it?
Nah, I'm joking.
No. See, what's happening is you play it with Glimwood Tangle, so that you just get to reflip that when you flip 0 heads, right?
Yep. Salamence.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if I'm throwing Eternatus Sizeway, then I don't have that to play, do I? So.
Yeah.
Alrighty, see if we can get something better that time. I mean, yes, thankfully. Jeez. You might want to take a look at this hand side before we get going on this
Hang
one.
on,
This is very close to being disastrous. Luckily, we've got something reasonable there, so... yeah, the partier, yep. Time to party hardy.
Okay.
Thankfully, dragons aren't weak to colorless anymore.
True.
And this is not a Joltik. This is...
Also true. I don't think I'd be playing this if it was Night March, to be fair.
I don't think many people would be playing things other than Night March.
I will send the bunny with...
Yep.
One marcher.
Yeah. This is Night March 3.0 at this point, because we have had Lost March as well, but...
The hell does this do against Eternatus is also a question.
Fetch a teacup. Fetch another bunny.
I think it aims to two-shot it, is the thing.
Yeah, we're going for a 2-shot for 3 prizes. I'm just trying to win a prize trade from there.
real sad thing
going
is
to kill me, so I'm going to attach active with my twin energy.
Yeah, I do not have Salvatore, so I cannot evolve turn 1 and merc this with Sonic Double.
Yeah, I'm going to pass it back to you there.
Yep, seems good to me.
you might get real sad if they headbutt Tantrum a Sinistue down though.
I mean, that would be very funny. Yeah, that is something that the Eternatus would probably want to do as well. Yeah, you are obviously absolutely right. There is no way that I am getting the KO this turn, but that is totally fine. Just trying to think of how best to approach this one. I think I'm gonna peak on. I am gonna peak on. It's just I don't know which one of the two that I need to keep here. I think probably ditching putting the Dene back is fine. See what the damage is right now. Looks quite tame to be fair. Okay. I have certainly seen a lot worse than that. Yeah. Not really many complaints that I can immediately see as far as pricing goes. That's alright then. Right, we're gonna get Porygon down. No shocks there. I'm gonna place a powerful colorless energy down, and that is gonna do it for my turn. Go ahead.
Okay. Bike.
Yep. So likewise, I'd be very surprised if you actually get a KO on this turn. So
Yeah,
that is not where that goes. Yep.
Serious treasure, discard Marshadow?
Yep.
My own price, okay.
Yeah, that probably protects you from one of the main solar problem points, which is good. Yeah, this is definitely one of those situations where you going first is the best thing you could have had happen to you, really, isn't it? Because if I could threaten swoop across next turn, then your Sinistes would be incredibly sad.
Yeah. Well, the way the hand came in, I couldn't get 2 down safely. I could have, but I probably would have bricked myself doing it. 4-2. Be a Poltergeist.
Yep.
Move you the Poltergeist ability T-Break.
Yep.
Discard a Mr. Rhyme. Draw 2. Empty, discard a Dene.
Yep. That's the third one. Yeah, in case anyone's wondering why the damage counter bit is there, it's just to indicate how many Mad Party Pokemon there are. You can mouse over it in this thing and see it, but it's just as well to see it this way. Yeah, that seems reasonable, doesn't it? Because
let's go from there. It's Mad Party for 60.
Yep. 20 times the ones in the discard. Alrighty then, let's draw. So I have Evo Incense. I just don't. I think it's actually going to be Porygon that I get first here, because I think that makes more sense based on this hand. Because I do have the rare candy for it, so it's like get it there. I can get like a two knockouts for Sonic Double if I go for that first, but I think I can still get there anyway. Because we have the double, I might as well bench it because it's not unreasonable, I guess. I don't know if I love putting Powerful Colorless down with Crazy Code, but I'm going to do it anyway because Crobat's the last card in hand. My opening hand had Salamence V, Crobat, and Dedenne, and I was like, thank God I got something that wasn't one of the other two, you know? Like, jeez. It was so close to that. Yeah, and this... this is completely fine. Boss up the Poltergeist. We have Immense. I have Capture Energy that I can put down with Crazy Code as well. I'm actually just like, do I even take is the thing? It's kind of weird. It's like, because if I take it, then I don't have a bench space open is the bit, right? But I think taking is probably still correct, because what we can do is take Guru. And then use the Guru to pick up a card from the top. Whatever. I don't especially want what I've put back down, but I can't really go for anything else on the bench at this point. I'm just going to put another Capture Energy down here because it's extra stuff to do. And yes, Swoop Across. Active is going to take 70 because of the 2 Powerful Colors. 32 all of the bench stuff.
Yep. Part, yeah.
Yep, that is.
That's a tribute.
Yep. I was considering bossing that because I could have maybe Heavy Stormed that or something, but I was like, no, I need to get the spread on everything else here.
Yeah, I have bricked out.
Unfortunate. Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah, couldn't unbrick from that.
Yeah, I was top decking the Candy again with the Guru. I had Cynthia off the prizes. I also just had that, but to be fair, there's not much you're going to do from here. You hit this for 80 and then I swoop your entire bench away, right? So, yeah, like, you just have choreo, so there's not really much.
Yeah, like I just bricked out, can't do anything.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I didn't really have any real complaints. There's like a couple of supporters, one boss was in the prizes, but I was like, not much else is really that concerning here, to be honest. So it's like, yeah.
This matchup's a dud.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't think there's much I can really say or do.
It's not worth me building around Salamence.
No. Like you'd have to put a Mew in here and this be that, and then I would have just bossed it and swooped it anyway, right? So.
Yeah, like there's flex slots that could be a Mew, but it's just not worth it. It just isn't a meta threat.
No, it really isn't, and it's only, to be fair, it's only not a meta threat because of the yellow symbol in the bottom, but the yellow symbol in the bottom means absolutely everything right now, so yeah, there's like very, very few decks that are weak to something that is at the top of the metagame can actually feasibly see play, and Mew VMAX this deck is not, so you know, you can't get away with being weak to the top thing in the meta at the moment when it's this sort of constrained. The things that we didn't get to see because we didn't see the VMAX out here, Sonic Double would have also just completely destroyed this matchup, but I figured it was better considering the rare candy in hand and the fact if I kept Crobat instead of Dedenne, I was just going to go for the Porygon play because I had enough supporters, right? I still had access to free Cynthia, 2 Mani, 2 Research, and multiple ways of still getting to Dedenne, right? So I could have kept going basically and gone for more search if I needed to. So the goal was, okay, I think Swoop Across is the better attack to start with here. Let's go for that, right? And certainly was, that is for sure. I did get a bit lucky getting the boss off the top, but I don't think I needed to kill Poltergeist that turn to be in a really good position, right? Because even Swoop Across still KOs the Bunnelby with the energy on it, and then I still get to 2-shot the Poltergeist, so I don't think I was necessary to get the boss. It just was like, that was the supporter that it gave me, that's what I'm going to play, right? Stops you from getting more of these in play too easily. And yeah.
Deck right now, I think I should look into a variant which plays more supporters if I was to continue playing this, which I'm not. But
yeah, I imagine. Yeah, I wasn't too enthusiastic about the idea of Mad Party in the first place, and I think not that this shows really much why, because yeah, this deck doing little chip damage here and there obviously is very good against it, but even just in general, it's like it's so easy for single prize stuff to take this out. You're asking, like, I don't know what Eternatus does to this thing. My version of it either derails or assault gates it to oblivion, right? Because I have 1 Yveltal and 2 Hooper in the deck that I can just single prize trade with. and then eventually...
Again, Headbutt Tantrum is perfectly capable of taking out at least one Sinistea.
And that's the other thing. Yeah, there are 4 Ziggy and 3 or 4 Scoop Up, I think it's 3, Scoop Up Net within that deck, which is going to take out one of the, even the Bunnelby probably, at some point that way. It's going to take out one of those, and then you go ahead and just go up. So, yeah, my version of the deck especially has got more than enough single prizes that it beats this on even trading. And then eventually you'll transition, once there's like 2 or 3 KOs happen on your single dudes, you transition into a, now I'm going to knock you out with the 340 HP guy that you can't possibly deal with fast enough, right? So
I do like that instead of a 4th Sinistea, there's just this.
Yeah, because this has more HP than Sinistea. It trades a little bit of consistency on the Mysterious Treasure pull, but it has 10 more HP, and it's not like Sinistei's attack is any good anyway, because you don't want to give your opponent 2 extra cards going into their turn. God, no.
They're all pretty bad.
Yeah. So the only other 2 bits I'm going to mention before shifting on with the stuff is the other thing about Salamence VMAX that it can do is hit for 240 for 4 energy. Being an evolution, just like Snorlax, it can use the triple acceleration energy, but Powerful Colorless can get this up to 260, 280, maybe even slightly further. So it really pairs well with the Sonic Double that it already has. Sonic Double can hit active, so Powerful Colorless can actually do 60 or 80 for with 1 or 2 energy, which is quite good, and then still get a 40 snipe. So very good against tag team stuff that way, as we found out in mid testing against the Reshiram, right? Because I could set up the 40s on there, and then Max Wings even without Powerful Colorless just gets the kill, which is good. And the other thing I wanted to mention, because we didn't get to even get close to seeing it, is the Jirachi thing, because that's the only reason you built this deck in the first place, right? Is because you wanted to try and play that.
Play it now, yeah.
Because it rotates, but yeah.
Yeah. The idea is you Oranguru is to the top of the deck.
Yep.
You Mr. Mime it into your prizes, and now you know exactly where it is, so you can pull out for a free prize whenever you want.
Yep.
And potentially, you got 4 Scoop Up Net here, which can do it again.
Yep. Because it's
okay,
not...
but I like the funnier version of this.
But watch you get that out. Yeah, Scoop Up Net does not preclude you from picking up Prism Stars and whatnot. I have noted this as a thing that you could have maybe done with Darkrai Prism in this set with Energy Switch to be able to do more acceleration stuff with Eternatus as well. Yeah, Twilight Inspiration, we get that later on with this stuff. If the opponent is down to 1 prize remaining, take 2 prize cards. Yeah, it's not Walk Off Homer, but it's certainly close.
I believe that is a Zoroark box special.
It definitely goes in there, yeah, that is for sure. But yeah, this unfortunately, the Jirachi rotates. We saw this a little bit in some Zacian-based decks, I think, was the main one.
Zacian and Blacephalon also played it.
Yeah. But Blacephalon is a 4-welder deck, and we have all gone sick to death of that. And
I tried that for the last format, and I just like no, I'd rather meme with this. At least this is a funny meme.
It is for sure. And that is one of the reasons I don't like Center Scorch this round as well, is because it's effectively a 4-welder deck, and I just have not been getting along with it. So yeah. But yeah, this little combination of stuff here has been seen in a couple of other decks, and it makes sense. This is why one of the main reasons the Mewtwo is in here instead of the Eldegoss as well, because even though it's not quite as direct, I mean, T-Time can still get you the draw of the supporter, so that's pretty good. But also, it can be picked up with Scoop Up Net, so you get to use it again if you need to as well. Yeah, and Guru as well.
You also got Guru to pick it up, so it's not a big deal that it goes to the top. You can search it with MT as well.
Yep. It's got a lot of synergy in the deck, that's for sure.
Sometimes you just need to Scoop Up Net to clear your bench in this deck. It just happens sometimes.
Yeah. Pick up, like sometimes you've had to put a Dedenne down or something to start with because you didn't have anything else that you could use. Yeah. So it's just like, alright, Scoop Up Net the Dedenne and T-Time it away, right? Is the,
not the
is
Dedenne,
possible.
But
no, this
what
Dedenne.
You do is you... Oh yeah.
That's what I mean, if you had to start with this one, because this can't attack.
Sorry, I thought you meant this Dedenne.
Nah, this
in here.
This chubby butt can't get scoop ups, no. He doesn't fit in the net, you see. His cheeks are too big, it doesn't fit in the net.
Or it's just jumped into the camera and gone splat.
I mean, that's also pretty reasonable.
I mean, there's one on the ground lower.
Somebody up smashed it too hard and it's, instead of twinkling, it's done that one, yeah.
New Pikachu Echo.
It does actually come out of the Pokeballs, right? And I think it's either this one or the previous Smash game. It is actually a Pokeball Pokemon. It does the typical sort of rotate lightning thing that we've seen a fair few times.
Both 4 and Ultimate, yeah.
Nice. Right, well, I guess there's only one major thing left to showcase in this then, isn't it? Big Bad
I can't give it another go, because this didn't really get anywhere.
Yeah, no, let's go for it. We'll see if my theories are like actually reasonable about what it does against it, you know?
Like this, like it's supposed to be decent though, because it like had a few tops in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
It was like one good event because they have a later rotation where they did got 3 top 32s. So I expect it to be decent. But...
It's so. I mean, Japan's events are always weird, aren't they? Because they're best of one as well, so it's sometimes hard to judge, but. Yeah, you are.
Down. The other thing is that sometimes you want to. You were saying about dizziness to get the little dizziness out of the active. Well, sometimes I want it kind of in the active in case shenanigans ensue.
I mean, I could get that because this is just a Zigzagoon plus attack away from dying in turn 1, right? So, yeah, like, I get it.
I need to preserve your Pokemon at least a little.
Yeah.
Sinisty, empty, discard Mr. Rhyme.
I do wonder if they'll ever go back and jinx anything.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
We'll
it's like
up that thing. Put it down there.
Wise.
And it also has 70 HP, so it's a bit hard to get rid of, even if I kind of want it to die.
It's not weak to dark because it's a fairy, so yeah.
Oops, 4 things. Oh, this raises questions.
It does, but it still looks pretty reasonable from where I'm sitting. I actually don't even know if you want to do that yet.
I figured this is going to be harder to get out.
There's one other energy you might be able to get that would do better if you can afford to, is the thing, right? It has one. There's one copy of it in the deck. I don't know if it's. I mean, I guess I can always check, but I don't know if it's prized or not right now.
There's no way for me to check before I rip it, though. Is the thing?
No, but like, that's you probably if you're gonna play, you probably want to play the other one before you attach an energy. Basically, is what I mean, because. You might end up just attaching that Hide in Darkness anyway, that is totally possible, but last action, basically, or one of the last actions you think of it, because you might end up being able to do something slightly better if you do it the other way around.
Well, let's see what's in there then.
Yeah, because this guy doesn't say basic energy, right? So if it's available, there is considering this is also for a colorless energy. If it's available, there would be a better option.
It is not.
Unfortunate. Basically, capture energy would be the optimal play here, right? If we could get it, that's why it's like hold off on the attach until after you see this. Because if you attach and then find capture energies in there, then it's like, well, shit, now I can't get what I actually would have wanted.
But I think I want to get this then.
So it's, yeah, any dark Pokemon and any
energy.
You don't have to get the energy, obviously, if you don't want to, but, like, again...
I think with this hand, I'm fine leaving it in there.
Yeah.
So, we'll get a Hoopa.
That's pretty reasonable here, to be honest, given it does 90 fairly easily. Yep, Hiding
We'll
Darkness.
Hiding Darkness energy, and...
Is the energy search for that, Piers?
No, no energy search, just the Pokemon.
Okay.
Might tell you something about what the hand is like at the moment, but yeah.
Power Accelerator for 30.
And you may attach your Dark Energy from your hand to one of your bench Pokemon. Sounds like a good idea.
Basic Darkness, okay.
Yep, it has to be Basic Darkness. You can't attach a Hiding because it's not a Dark Energy while in the hand.
Fair enough.
Special Energy rule and all that.
Research this card boss. We have one Poltergeist. D-Break. I'm going to break out the markers for this because they get lost track of quite easily.
Yep.
Got Mr. Rhyme. Mike. Take this, discard the Dene.
Bad noises.
Empty, discard a Dene. Remember to check my prizes this time. Remember to check.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Now is the time to smart person and get the Vikavolt. Now is the time.
The sad bit is they're still, because they're weak to dark, it's like you could still go boss and power accelerator. That's so depressing. Why do they only have 60 HP?
D-Break, another Mr. Rhyme.
Yeah, so this is a bit more of what it's supposed to be able to do, right? It's the basic thing at the moment.
Yeah, there's options in this hand. Yeah, I should. Scoop up next from these guys.
Yep.
Yeah, it's actually a really tricky hand to navigate.
Yeah.
This should just go straight on. We shouldn't even think about that.
Yeah, that's the only reason you'd scoop up net in the first place, right? So.
And clearing bench.
I guess, yeah.
No. Yeah, I think we quick ball this card and Mewtwo. Don't think it's quick. Go thingy. I think it's quick Mewtwo. Just use another tea party here. That will do. This one. Deeper. Bike. big Dedenne. So we hold up on that plan. Then we'll put Oricorio down.
Oh, that's spicy.
Another Sinisty. DC on the Bunnelby, and pass.
Oh yeah, this thing is a ghost type, isn't it? So that's why it's weak to dark.
Oh, that's extremely... If only. That would have been very funny right now.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. It would have been an extremely good hit right now, but yeah.
I'm almost tempted to put this on one of the Hoopas. Let's not be dumb, no. So we'll research the
You're lucky, Pepper. There was no Pokemon in the hand, otherwise Dangerous Drill was going to discard this Twin Energy. I told you my deck's got tricks. Like, that was one of the big sort of bits for it, you know?
Oh, that's very tempting. But I think it's unnecessary. Put down Dark City. Do I just pull the trigger?
It doesn't seem unreasonable, does it?
Eternatus VMAX.
Boop. Yep, the Eternal Zone getting us up to 8 bench whilst this thing is in play. We can't play anything but Dark Pokemon, but that's all we have anyway.
Galarian Zigzagoon. Where are we pinged? Where does it matter most? Honestly, it doesn't matter that much. I guess we'll ping the Sinisty. And do it again.
So scoop up
Yeah,
that
makes
pick
more
up.
sense.
Yep.
More sense from your position, not knowing your hand.
Yep.
And we'll Crobat for 4.
Yeah, especially with that, I think that makes more sense.
Down another Hoopa. Acrobike. Yeah, I think we grab that. And
All of my fiber says do it again here, I'll be honest with you. All of my being says you've got one more, do it again.
yeah, I do.
It's just like...
Quick Wall, discarding...
It's a
I think it's
4/4, you
that.
can afford to discard one.
Yeah.
There's 4 of them in the deck, so...
Yeah, I know where this is going.
Yeah. It's like, no, we do it again, we get rid of this Sinisty, take a prize.
That attribute is live. That's
Yep, it is. It was going to be live anyway, mind you, but yeah, it is.
I think I want to do this
Yeah, I think this
and
is
Assault
correct.
Gate.
Yep, I think this is correct as well, because Hiding Darkness gives you 0 retreat. Dark City doesn't because it's an evolution, but the Hiding Darkness gives you 0. And then, yeah, because this got switched into the active, it gets to do 90, you get a second prize. And,
I am now ahead on the prize trade, which is where we want
yeah, and it's also a single prizer in the active as well, so this is exactly what I was sort of talking about before.
that's a tribute.
Yep. Draw 3, pretty good.
Okay. Great ball. Wait, that's a magpie. That should be there. That should be there on 7.
Yeah, that's fair, that's fair. I hadn't done that. I hadn't done that bit myself.
Let me just take this. Take Ditto.
Yep, that's a bit harder for me to bonk.
We have used quite a few of the bits at this time, so it might be a bit more difficult in general, yeah.
That's doing nothing much. Switch thing. Fodder.
I suppose we only used one scoop up net, didn't we? So there's still like, what, 2 and 2 maybe?
Guru. Use the Guru. Win energy on the Poltergeist.
Yep.
And research.
Oh, okay.
Yone research. Bye.
Always happens.
Like.
Oh, all 4 deaders are already in here. Wow, you're pretty efficient at getting rid of them, I will say.
Got a quick ball. Bench of bundle. Actually, no, I shouldn't do that. No, I shouldn't do that. Actually, just thinking through.
If you've got what I think you've got in mind, yeah, probably not.
And Mad Party for the 140.
Yep.
Look that turn, but I didn't quite have to.
I think we do that.
Yeah,
So
because now if this one somehow does go down, you don't lose your bench immediately. Because if this is ever to be knocked out, then your bench has to go to below 2-5 before you discard for it.
Vikavolt discarding Eternatus VMAX.
So at this point, I don't think we even need another one out, right? So if these two somehow go down, the game is over anyway. So
it's not like you need to hit damage numbers in this matchup.
Fair, yep.
And we'll Dark Asset for 4. Just gonna make sure it's shuffled. Boss's orders the Oricorio.
Going straight for it, yep.
Sulky it for 180.
No, it
Nope.
does not hit for weakness.
Oh, it doesn't hit weakness.
Yeah,
then I
you've
guess
got
we
to just,
wait.
you've kind of
Yeah.
got to just stay in, yeah.
Yeah, Dread End.
That's the
It's-
thing.
it's still
That's
a
the
2
one
prize.
thing with this is that it doesn't hit for weakness. So
I still think I'm in a particularly fine position.
yeah, I mean this is what I was talking about,
Quick
right?
ball.
Keep forgetting these don't hit for weakness.
Mhm.
Maybe if it did, Mew VMAX wouldn't have been such a pain in the ass.
Mr. Rhyme.
Mysterious
Party.
treasure for Mr. Rhyme.
Oh. Wrong order. Yeah.
Yeah,
You can't quick ball
so-
for it either. It's an evolution, so
That was
it's alright. I caught it. Thankfully, Mr. Mime. Yeah, there you go.
Yes, the difference.
Legally distinct. Yep.
You get to do a thing now.
Yes, you do.
Guru, some mysterious card at the top of the deck.
Ah, you're actually getting to do it.
Yeah.
Mr. Rhyme? Mr. Mime?
Yep.
Swap it. What my price down prize is. What could it be?
It's probably something shaped.
Now the problem is how do you get the KO that actually enables it?
Yeah,
Like, that's the next step, right? How do we get the enabling KO? Oh, because he's even discarded as well.
Maybe if
yeah.
the Synesty
I can
also...
afford to T-break one of these bundle beat at this point.
Just think, maybe if the Synesty also had Mad Party on it, this could actually be a thing.
That's what I was saying, yeah. There's just not enough of
Or
not
maybe it was
enough
just
names.
Dynasty instead of the Dene.
Yeah,
Might have been enough.
even if the
Like,
Synesty
one
still
basic away.
Yeah, it's like the Sinistea would have probably still had to have had the same attack cost as the Dene in order for it to be reasonable, but yeah, like...
Yeah, I mean, just so that you can play them both, and then if one of these goes down, oh, there's two going into your
yeah,
hand instead of just the one.
That's the Whimsicott style thing, if it were like the Whimsicott and Courtney both have Lost March.
Oh, it uses.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the Magpie down for 160. Don't think I can win prize race from here, but we're gonna at least try and get a KO to show off the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's... I don't think there's anything complicated I need to do here. I would just like to see if I have another one of... Oh, I can be a dick. I can be a real...
Oh, I've just noticed what you're thinking of doing with us. That's silly.
You're not even gonna KO me, are you?
I mean, he could, but...
Oh, I could, but, do I want to?
If you're committing to derail, the answer is no.
I probably do.
Right? Because the whole point is you KO during your turn and you guarantee the win, right? That's the idea, because you're
Yeah,
gonna...
we'll derail.
Because you stick the 30 on, you discard the special energy. And then it's like, yeah, now it's at 10 HP remaining, so like you don't commit to it until after the thingy here, because this is your last two prizes, right? So
Yep.
at least you get to show the thing, because if you attach an energy here, you still get the KO. Yeah, this deck is cruel. Is the best way of putting it, really.
Empty, discard Guru. Just look at my deck, make sure I didn't prize the second one. I did prize the second one. Great.
Oh yeah, I think I see the problem now. Yeah.
Damn, I was gonna get a bigger finish.
Dramatic finish.
I do have the energy in hand. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, I knew you probably would, but it's still a thing.
We'll end up actually getting off Gerard, which upon a star. Then we take one more prize.
Yep.
And nice scoop then.
Yeah, because I just need to get another one of these. Or,
yeah, I could have gotten a 4 prize final KO and would have actually looked pretty good at that point, but I had discarded one boss early and the other one was bottom of the prizes, so...
You had
the one-off was prized, but it didn't really matter in the long run.
You had Dark City in play, by the way. You just retreat and use Dread End. It doesn't
That's
matter.
what I mean.
Like, it wouldn't have mattered. But like, you had everything. It doesn't matter which one of these went in. So long as it wasn't this exactly, because you didn't have the energy on this. But even then, you have a Hiding Darkness in hand. So
yeah.
Yeah, it's something I'm missing. I'm not sure how this managed to top in Japan. Maybe it's just because the metagame was colossal over there. Eternatus just didn't exist.
Yeah,
maybe that was part of it.
That could happen as well. Yeah, it wasn't obviously specifically directed at this one, but yeah, I did want to showcase this list because I did actually work on it a little bit. I think this is a bit better than the one that was top 8 at the Players' Cup in the end, or the invitational thing in the end that it was initially based off of, because that was like the 4 peers, the 4-4-1 for the energy stuff down here. Some of the stuff they had the Meowth, the spoil the fun thing, which is cute, don't get me wrong, but I thought it was just a little bit too situational in the end, because you have to go second, use it as your first attack. It is a cool idea, because it means you get to do 0 energy, do 70, KO like the little thing that starts, but you've then got to be able to switch these out, which they had a third Dark City, but even so, it's like, you know,
Black Market is still so good for this sort of thing.
Yeah,
though.
because this does not say basic darkness energy on it either, so the Hiding Darkness when attached does actually count for this too. So your Eternatus would only give up 2 prizes if this can't get bounced, which is ridiculous. Yeah, so I bumped up the energy count by 1 so I'd have more access to Power Accelerator at the start of the game, because that is obviously a really good attack in its own right. You can't accelerate Hiding Darkness with it, because it's only as long as this is attached to a Pokemon, it provides Dark Energy. That means it's not a Darkness in the hand, so it can't be accelerated with these like type things here. Some of the other stuff I did, I put in the 2 Marnie instead of one of the Piers. I took out some of the other sort of weird bits around here that was just like, having Piers is great, but having 2 Marnie in here, there were 2 reset stamp, but I liked the Marnie a little bit better in the end. Just an extra supporter card, really. Sometimes when all your supporters are is like 4 Piers and 4 research, and you have gone through your Crobats already, then you're just dead drawing for the rest of the game, right? So I wanted just a little bit more here. Dangerous Drill I thought was kind of an underrated tech for stuff here. You often have excess Eternatus VMAX, as we saw in that game. You generally only play 2 down, so you can discard the other ones to this. And Tool Special Energy or the Stadium, this is, because you can't play Marshadow, this is your way of bouncing Chaotic Swell so that you can get your Stadium down in the same turn, right? That was the initial sort of
Or bouncing
reason.
your double turbo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Twin Energy discard there would have been extra cruel as well, but I just figured because of the fact that we can't play that, play the Marshadow, because we can't play non-Dark Pokemon, but, you know, sometimes you're going to need Dark City down in order to retreat the, like, Zigzagoon in the active or something, right, and just go from there. I put the Yveltal in. We did say eventually this card was going to be insane, when we were, like, really good at the very least when we saw it in Team Up. It didn't do anything before now, because Dark decks were, like, there, but were never the best, and Special Energy weren't that
It
prevalent.
showed up in a bunch of things, but it wasn't really integral to a lot of them.
Yeah. I like it because it's natively zero retreat in here, so it's a thing if everything else gets bounced, you've still got something you can retreat for free with, which is good. And also Derail is getting more and more valuable in this format, right? Because we've seen how many different decks have got the special energy stuff in them. Capture energies all over the place, that Speed Lightning energy is a good one to discard. And yeah, I just thought it was really good, so that's why we put it in. Clutch is also something you can use too, like 60 prevent the opponent retreating can be very annoying, so like that can help as well. And
Especially if you can set up for these guys.
Yep. And then as we mentioned, the other thing I put in instead of one of the Dark Cities was the Black Market. Didn't seem like this was played very much in, at least it wasn't played in either of the 2 decks that were in the one Limitless thing we have for this round, but I just think it's too insane not to, right? Like, if this sticks...
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, well, the only reason is if you need the 3rd Dark City available in order to guarantee that you're going to retreat out early, which with Spoil the Fun, I think is what was, like, a bit more reasonable. But realistically, I didn't think that card was good enough to justify it, so that's why I just went for it here.
You
And
have 6 Witch House, basically.
yes. And also, yeah, and also if you start like a Hooper or an Absol or something like that, you still got Scoop Up Nets that you could get as well, so it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, like, there's no reason to need more Switch Outs in here, there's plenty.
Yep. I guess the other small thing I did compared to the one that got top 8 in that tourney is I swapped the Great Balls out for Pokemon Communication, because I thought this was just a bit more stable in the end. Of a card. It was in the other list, so it's not unheard of for the deck to play it, but I thought it was just a little bit better in the end, because you can, you often will have an excess Pokemon of some sort in your hand to play, so I thought the Picom was just that little bit better here, especially when you're playing Piers anyway, because you don't always need to play every card out of your out of the hand at that point. You've just got extra serve stuff you can do, so I just thought it was a tiny bit better, you know. Small changes to the stuff, but yeah, I mean, again, with the matchup being as is, we don't need to Dread End for 270, but this thing could certainly do it, and do it quickly as well. It is not uncommon to see a Dread End for like 240 on turn 2, sort of thing with this. It's actually kind of unbelievable how much this can do. So... yeah, and it's got all the other bits it needs to. It's in Dark, so even Absol is pretty good here. This is in most of the lists at the time, but I think it definitely helps, because a lot of people were playing Jirachi Escape Board engines for the last time in this one, because the board rotates, I guess. So it was like, we're going to go back to that this time around, not play the Scoop Up Net for this one. And, oh boy, does this punish the escape board part of that, right? Oh, disgusting. Yeah, this... to me, is the deck to beat out of this round. Pikarom is insane in its own right, but I think Pikarom is not even capable of like one-shotting this for the most part, and you can one-shot them back. So like, I think this is the deck to beat this round, to be honest. And this was my slightly edited take on it. In the end, I thought it was pretty good.
It's fantastic art.
Yes, that was the other reason I was like, somebody's got to play it this round because we've got to show this one, right? Like, this is ridiculous.
I have this one.
Yeah, it's so cool.
It's the one card I wanted from the set was this thing.
It's great that you got it, yeah.
This came out too late over here to really get much use, but good art.
Yes, absolutely. So
probably the most competent Rose ever looked. Probably.
True.
When are we getting Dad Bod Rose with Eternatus?
Yeah. That's more or less it, though. Like I said, this thing is unbelievably powerful, to be honest, and it's kind of stunning, kind of telling in a way, actually. The two best decks in this format, right, are both fighting weak, but there were barely any competent fighting decks to really capitalize on that, right? Exeggutor was as close as it got, and even that, kind of. Not enough, I don't think, here, right?
It's two-shotting it, but it's a really strong two-shot.
Yeah. I think Exeggutor probably does do very well against this in general. I'm not sure if there's that much that you can do about it. But, yeah, because we're certainly not going to play...
If it does last long enough to get to the sub-4 kind, you are in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And, like, none of the auxiliary attackers actually do enough to KO it here. I guess if you could somehow get enough energy on it, maybe you've got a, like, power connected to it early, you could maybe get one KO with the Absol, because it does 150, right? So, yeah, obviously buff padding, but, you know, we can dangerous drill buff padding, so whatever. You know, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
You probably want to notice that and get rid of this thing as soon as possible, because there's not really Pokemon recovery in this.
Yeah. No, that's the one thing, is like, there's no recovery, but then the only recovery you could realistically play is an ordinary rod, which I don't think fits in here, to be honest. There's not really a reason to play it, I don't think. Maybe because Acrobike is rotating, that's the one part of this deck that goes away. Maybe you could play one there or something, I don't know. But again, I don't think it's that necessary. I think more likely what you're going to do in the Excadrill scenario is you're going to be like bossing their 2-price, the Dennis and stuff they've had to set up with, right? And you're probably going to have to try and do that against them in order to stand any chance. Because I think that's maybe doable. Not easy though, and if they just go Excadrill like one-shot Eternatus on turn 2, you're probably not coming back from that. So, yeah, I don't think that matchup is particularly good, but then again, it also has a lot of issues, as we have seen when you tried to play it last round anyway, right? It has its own consistency issues, so it's
yeah.
So it's a bit of a tough deck to...
A lot of damage, but can be very self-destructive.
Yes. Sometimes you're just going to hit all the wrong parts off, and it's like, maybe I don't have to KO like 6 Excadrill in the game because you've already discarded 3 of them or something within the course of the game, right?
Oops, turn 2, all your power pads are gone.
Oh, that would be so depressing.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, but like, I mean, all 4 in one Drill Bazooka, that would be so sad.
Pain.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much it, though. I guess kind of a shame this didn't work out as well as we'd maybe like, but I think it's just indicative of the deck in a way. They've tried Night March like 2 or 3 times since, I mean, this is the 3rd attempt at it, right? And neither of them so far have really gotten anywhere close to what Night March was, right? And maybe part of it is because we don't have Compressor, maybe part of it is that, like, you know, no more Shaman draw, like, a bazillion whatever with it.
In this case, the problem is that the HP value is just a bit too low.
Yeah.
Like, the damage is okay, I was still getting 2-shot numbers by the time it mattered.
Yeah.
Maybe
my board was...
Start, but...
Yeah. My board got up way before yours did.
It's just, I guess, if Night March itself existed in this format, it might be okay, but even then, Night March's numbers are starting to look a little bit worse for wear in this format now, aren't they? So,
I mean,
it's
in
hard
Expanded,
to say.
this replaced Night March.
Yeah, there you go then.
It just has four. It just has a 4 thing to send. I don't even play Dynasty in the expanded builds.
Nah, makes sense.
They just go all in and with the Bunnelby.
Yeah, makes sense.
Oh, and Muse to copy Bunnelbees.
Well, yeah, that's the other thing, isn't it? We've got like Fates Collide Mew can copy that thing, right? So we can hit with more Pokemon. No, I'm just thinking of what would it be like if we basically translated the final form of Night March into this format, and I'm actually not entirely sure if it would do well enough, solely because
Battle Compressor helped massively.
yeah, I mean compressor is the big thing for it, yeah, but I'm just like Night March capped out at around 200 damage on average with the bit, and it's like 200 is still good, don't get me wrong, but I'm not even sure that's enough anymore. For it to be...
It'd probably run Electro Power if it needed to go higher.
Yeah?
Yeah, it could. That might be too much of a consistency hit, though, I don't know. Or, like, you have to burn them early, sort of thing. So maybe you don't get the most out of it. It'd be hard to say, obviously, but yeah.
I think the problem is if you start printing the things you needed to make Night March Final Form exist, those cards go into other decks and start doing silly things.
Yes,
Yeah,
oh,
with
definitely.
either,
Like BS Seeker. Like,
Yes.
And our Junk Hunt.
Yeah,
I think you could Night March and live without that, but yeah, that's also a pretty stupid thing to print. That's all. Like, can you imagine the control list with that? Oh fuck! And Black Market.
Yeah. No, you're entirely right. It would be bad for the format if it existed. I'm just trying to see as like, well, clearly this didn't work as well as you would want. It's certainly not as good as what Night March was at the time, and I know there's differences in terms of the card pool, but I'm not even sure if Night March would be good enough now. That's the bit that I'm looking at. It's like when you
I feel like
see
this was a oh shit, all of our stuff is good two prizers now. Help.
Yeah.
Or at least an attempt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the fix that I would do is rename it to Dennis Dynasty. That's
Yeah.
probably all you need to do.
That would at least make it reasonable, because then you would be able to have like one evolution line do the thing, and you'd have more space to fit other stuff in. That would be at least a start. I think they need a fifth name, if I'm being honest with you, so I don't even know if I'd rename the Dedenne to Sinisty. I think I would just transpose like Sinisty's Dedenne's attack onto Sinisty and have the fifth name, because I think they need the damage output. It's another reason like United Wings, despite having two like good typings later on, they're like the fourth version of Night March, doesn't do anything either, and I think a lot of it is because they just don't have enough names to work with. They even got a Kilowatt Roll at some point, which is like adjacent to it, but doesn't have United Wings as an attack. It has one that benefits from United Wings. It's like the Day short thing with Nuzzle, right? And it's just, come on. You should have forgiven it United Wings as well. Maybe it would have had a chance then. Right? That's the kind of thing.
Mr. Rhyme, which is and make this Mad Party playable like the faulty guys. That might have also worked.
Yeah, but I mean, Night March had Lampent, which is like the same thing as this, and that didn't stop it. So I don't think that's. Maybe it would have needed to have been like a Psychic type Rhyme instead, but then MT does rotate, so I guess it's not that relevant. But you know, there are ways I think that it could have maybe been fixed up, but I don't think it would have been ever possible to fix it up enough. We saw Lost March didn't do the thing, and it had less numbers to worry about, right? And it had more ways of getting its stuff.
I missed a promo art, which is actually pretty cool.
Yes, there's an alt art for like all of the stuff here. Because I did sort of half build this up. It's the same. Like I had to say that you've obviously got the thing like.
Yeah,
here,
I didn't think there would be anything within the shiny, so I didn't check.
I net decked the thing as well and just replaced the stuff. So yeah, I have the alt arts over here for any interest of like the Bunnelby's got an alt art as well. The Dedenne's also got an alt art. It's not as necessary because this one is more fitting for what they're going for, right? Because it's obviously the Alice in Wonderland sort of thing is what they're doing here. So like the other.
This one's your voice, so.
Yeah.
This isn't far off it. It's just like higher detailed.
Yeah, this one's pretty good, I think, for fitting with the theme. It's even got the Ace of Hearts on there as well, so it's pretty cool. And yeah, as you say, alt art for the Mr. Rhyme, pretty sweet too. And yeah, Poltergeist does have one too. I don't think this one's as good either, but I just was like, if I'm getting one, I'm putting them all in, right? So, you know, why not? This was the base build, by the way, that was seeing it in. They have a Thunder Mountain in here just so that they can Tingly Return. It's hilarious.
Oh,
that's why it's here, so they can Tingly Return.
Again, it is a valid attack. Sometimes you need that turn to buy.
Mm-hmm.
Shame.
It's also a stadium bump, which you didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have a Marshadow.
Yeah.
Yes, one.
There's 2 stadium bounces in here because they've got Rose Tower as well, but Rose Tower's kind of weird. It's like, it seems like it's kind of hard to sort of trigger in here. But,
I can
yeah.
see it because the way I can get to very low hands with that deck when I'm not chaining researches.
Sure. No, I understand it. It's just like, I look at it going, well, especially when it's got Roxy in the build as well. I'm like,
Yeah,
is there gonna be?
weird with it. Like, this combo is weird.
But then I
If I
suppose
played Marnie instead of something, the Rose would make a ton of sense.
there's probably enough burnables in here though. With the 8 discards from here, there's a Great Catcher in this list. There's the Great Balls can be burned. There's probably enough, but yeah, it is kind of weird still. Nah, easily the favourite part of the deck though, the fact that there's Thunder Mountain in here just for the 10 AGX. So silly. Anyway, yeah, that's what the base one was for anyone who particularly cares. And yeah, I think this is absolutely as much as you're gonna get out of this set. Like, good lord. Center Scorch is the only thing we didn't see, but to be fair, again, I don't think that deck is super good. I'll bring it out, delete this one again, bring it out real quick and show where I got to, but I really just don't like it at the moment. It was a popular deck from what I could see. I mean, that's why the...
Is this the one that got heat-proofed?
This is the one that got heat-proofed, yeah. Which is why you will see I included a... I included nothing out of this one, actually, for it. I thought I had a double wall in here, but I guess I didn't keep that. Yeah, technically Eldegoss can do it. That's the out, right? Because this doesn't get one-shot by a by the Bronzong, so you just get 2 shots out of it first. Go from there. But it's obviously not ideal. Yeah, I just...
Metal types don't resist grass anymore?
Oh no, the metal types do resist grass. It's the thing is the Bronzong is prior to this generation. It's a Gen 7 card, so it resists Psychic still, yeah. No, this was the generation where...
It's not even grass anymore.
Yeah!
Logic!
Dumb! Anyway, yeah, like, enough BSing on that. Yeah, they Gen 8 changed the resistance from Psychic to Grass on the metal types, but again, Gen 7 ones do not have that as an issue, so the Bronzong is resistant to Psychic, not Grass, thankfully. Yeah, I mean, Dubwall is a potential inclusion in the deck, though. You could have... I am not too attached to the Heatran or even the Victini, to be fair. Yeah, this deck didn't... The base one of this, I don't think I've... Do I still have it? I actually do still have it. The base list for this, there was only one that made it in top 32 in the Global Challenge. That should probably tell you a bit about how the conversion rate of this one went. The base list was no money. It was only the 4 Welder, and you know how I feel about that at this point. So freaking sick of trying to play decks like that. So I was like, nah, I'm not playing that game. So I put Marnie's in still. Don't think it's consistent is the wrong one.
Yeah, like if this could take any colours at all, I would be looking at Intellion with it, but no, it needs Pure Fire and Ramp Capture Energy. The Ball Search isn't there.
Yeah, so it's tough.
It's probably just existed to eat all the Zacian decks, I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, yeah, it certainly would be good at that. It's to be fair, like, Welder Box has kind of been missing this sort of tank style thing compared to the other types, right? Like, we've had, you know, the Dragapult VMAX before, we had the Rillaboom, obviously, in grass. Water does have Inteleon VMAX, it's just it's weak to lightning, so it's not as playable. Todd still made it to top 4 next set, though, with it, so, like, you know, when rotation happens, it is certainly a thing to consider. And it's like, fighting did have Stone Journer, I suppose, but it's fighting, so that's not easy to accelerate. But Lightning didn't really have one, but also didn't need one because of how strong the 2 prize options they had were for it. So,
you could
like,
play Toxicity, I guess, but
you can, but it sucks. Sorry, Tox, I love you, but you suck. So, yeah, like, realistically, Pikarom, Raichu, and especially Bolton end up being so much better anyway, right? That you don't need to play that sort of tank game. That can just be the super fast aggressive deck. The Welder stuff, it's hard to keep up with that, I think, for a lot of them. Like, that's why Blacephalon ended up being the one deck that was fire that did super well, right? Like, everything else was just kind of there, or like a Mewtwo and Mew deck, which is fine, but Eternatus is here now, and Eternatus one-shots all the tag teams with maybe one Zigzagoon ping, right? So,
yeah, because the Blacephalon deck is there started moving towards Reshizard.
Yeah,
After this set. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Because they just get killed by Eternatus. So, who knows? Who knows? It's super weird, but yeah, like, especially with the heat fire energy coming out as well, I think that there should be a place for the Center Scorch, because it is capable of going into that tank level. You get 340, 360, maybe even more HP on this thing. The max it can get up to is like 430 if you get all of the stuff down here on it. I was gonna make the joke of one of these days I'm gonna make you upgrade that that damage counter, but you know, it's like we're not quite there yet. Heroes Cape maybe, but we're not quite there yet.
Right. It just need new images, really. The rest is easy enough.
But yeah, it's like, again, Fire hasn't really had that sort of tanking style thing yet, and the Center Scorch can do it, but I don't think it just, something about it is just not quite working. I guess it's kind of like you and the Rillaboom deck side, that it just doesn't really connect with you. Maybe this one just doesn't connect with me, I don't know. But I've been supremely underwhelmed by this card so far. It has not really done very well in any of my solo test stuff, so that's kind of why I just didn't really even want to show it this time around. That I had the other stuff I wanted to do more, and then yeah, maybe it is still fine. Most of the stuff is still legal from this deck, I think. So
yeah, this stays.
Because yeah, I hate the Blacephalon GX. That rotates anyway, but it's like I hate that, so I wouldn't be playing it anyway. Fire Crystal just stays, I believe. So
Unbroken Bond.
Yeah. I'm not playing Fiery Flint because that one does rotate, but I'm not playing that because Giant Half does the job instead, so that's fine. So, like, I think you could still play this going forward. At least the way that I have it.
Wonderlab is one of those Prism Stars that ended up in Team Up, so we get it longer than we should.
Yep. Wondrous Labyrinth, this is one of the, like, we've seen it with a couple of Pikarom lists and stuff like that before, but this is one of the decks that really can take advantage of it, because Center Scorch's base attack is for 2 energy, right? So Welder plus attack, and you already want to have more than 2 energy on this thing anyway. So, like, Wanderlab basically doesn't affect it, where it can, like, this is really nasty against Eternatus if they don't have an immediate bounce. That was the other reason why I played the thing. It's like, you can't really use Dangerous Drill against this, unfortunately, but every other Stadium card, it's like, yeah, you want an answer to them, right? So, you know, save your Stadium bounces to get rid of this thing, and potentially Dangerous Drill the Giant Half instead, right? Is the other sort of bit. Just gives you an extra option that you wouldn't have otherwise. But this is such a dick to that deck, because Eternatus doesn't have the energy acceleration. So free energy is what they would need to use Dread End at that point, and if you're forcing an extra attach on them, that's when you start getting to the point where this is really good, because you get the preemptive on them. Before then, no, not really impressed. So you could have done, like, you know, the funny thing is, if you replaced, you wouldn't have capture energy, but you could have technically done a very similar thing to what I did with the Salamence this round. Porygon Z had access to Rainbow and Aurora energy that you could play with this as well, right? So you technically had 12 energy that you could do a Porygon deck with this. It would be very silly. Probably want a couple of basic fires so you can get acceleration out of this bit, but you know, that's fine.
This is a special energy as well.
That's why I said it. Yeah, it's like you've got...
12, yeah, 12.
You would have 12.
Units still, technically. You could go higher.
So you could go further. Unfortunately, 8 of those energy rotate because Unit and Rainbow go away. But yeah, probably for the best. But you know, would have been funny. Certainly not going to build that kind of deck myself with it though. I'm done with this guy right
you're
now.
You're probably better off using something like Cram in a bit, like next set. Anyway, because you can use color specials then, which are much better.
Oh, do you ever? Yep. We will be seeing that next time round for sure. But yeah, if you've somehow made it through the... God, we're probably like almost 20 minutes of rambling at the end of this one. But that just shows us that we want to just talk about this stuff more than play it with this one, right? What a set, right? Yeah, if next time round, I guess... What are we going up to with it then? Are we... Because we've got Champion's Path, obviously... But that's like, barely anything there.
Really depends. If we, the way you've been talking, it sounds like we want to include Vivid Voltage in next week.
Well, there's at least more interesting stuff within that. It's not tiered, obviously, apart from maybe the Pikachu, right? But it's at least more interesting. I could go back through and see there's about 4 of the VMAXs, I think, that are actually like kind of cool in the next set.
Yeah, and there's weird, and there's meme stuff like the Whimsicott and the Don fan if someone wants to play single prizes. Not completely cry.
Charizard dot deck, because Leon's battle sensing is in there, so that's not too bad. So I think there's options to do that, but then it's like if we do Vivid Voltage, Kramer and VMAX is in the half set after that.
Yeah,
so...
Shining Fates after that, and like. Cram might be able to hang in battle styles because it resists fighting, so it might not be a complete waste.
Yeah,
of it.
It's effectively just like how many sets do we want to include in one go? Even if these are mostly side sets, there's not that many cards in them. It's like how much are we actually including in one shot here is probably the question that needs asked, right? It's how much do you want to do?
I think that mostly affects you actually, Cal, because you're the one who has to talk through all this stuff.
I mean that's fair, but. I could probably knock that out fair enough. It's that's not a problem, I think. You haven't seen the amount of stuff that I have loaded in the rotation video yet. Oh boy. I'm pretty sure there are less than 100 cards I would be speaking about between these 3 sets. Let's just put it that way. Anyway, we'll just...
Shining Fates does basically nothing on that apart from Cram, so...
Yeah.
Like, obviously there's Vivid Voltage Plus or something. A little plus sign to it if anyone asks. That's why there's a Cramorant flying around. I trust no one's going to play Rusted Sword.
God, no.
We don't need it.
No, we certainly don't. Right, well, all of that is going to be for next time anyway. If you've somehow made it through all of this bit as well, thank you very much for watching through. But until next time, I guess, we will... go ahead and see what other battle stuff we can get into here in, yeah, Vivid Voltage is the main set, so, whoa, it's gonna be fun, I don't know. Anyway, let's try and stop doom-mongering about this for now, because it's not that bad. Alright, see you later, guys.